It's your boy Miguel Z with the VOW Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at StocktonCon.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of StocktonCon. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, man, shout out the value of wrestling. I'm right here with the big O's, San Jose. We gonna shut this shit down. Love and respect, though, right? Value of wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother.
This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Oh, you didn't know, did you? Because I told you we'd eventually be back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm back. This is your value of wrestling. This is your AEW Dynamite post-show review for June 5th. Yes, it's June, ladies and gentlemen, halfway into this year, and we are here. This is your June 5th post-show review of AEW Dynamite, or Sleepermite, or Go to Sleep, whatever you may want to call it. But we had a show. We're going to go down with the review, and we are here because what? We're better than you, and you know it. Yeah. Anywho, to coin a phrase, welcome to the party. Joining the conversation, joining the chat. Let us know what you thought of tonight's show. Let's have the conversation. Lottie-dottie. We'll break it down. We'll get into all the nitty-gritty. We're going to discuss what we all just saw. We appreciate you being here. Feel free to join in the conversation. And Tony, if you're out there and want to talk about what we're going to talk about, you can join in. And anybody else who's out there that wants to have a discussion, we're always looking for that interaction right here on the Value of Wrestling, where we do it the best, the very best, because we're here to be contenders. We're not pretenders. We're going to be number one. You can believe that. You can take it to the bank. And we're going to make that happen out the big time. As you can see, my X is across the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to run this show one-on-one, solo. It's gonna be a one-man show, and we're gonna break it down like we do all the time. Lots of stuff to talk about, lots of stuff to get into, and it's going to be some fun. Anyways, so definitely jump in the conversation. Let's make this conversation lively. Give me something more to talk about than what we just saw on Dynamite. Dynamite looked like it was gonna start off hot as we had MJF. Yes, we know he's better than you, and you know it. He does some shooing of his merchandise and says he was at home watching a bunch of children make a ton of bold claims on his show. One guy is walking around calling himself the Rainmaker. Interesting, because he looks like he can't even afford a gym membership, especially when he comes out in the same ring gear each and every week, over and over and over and over again. Another guy was swerving around claiming he was the leader of the Mogul Embassy, the same group that turned on him and whipped him. But when Swerve called himself a business mogul, that's just not true. They tend to go to school, and if he did, he must have skipped his public speaking course. But the most egregious claim, though, was from a cocky cockhead. He mocks Ospreay, then lists off some names better than Will, according to him, who are also names that he has beaten in the past. Will ain't the best in the world, bruv. He is. He is the guy who did the impossible. In 5 years, he became the man, the face of AEW. He created some of the greatest matches, moments, memories, and interviews in the history of the sport. He became the most hated man, only to become the most beloved. This was no accident, so imagine how he felt when he went home to heal from carrying this place and found that people tried to smear his name. They tried to revise his history and legacy. This then brings out Roosh. Roosh is here. His music hits. Roosh interrupts, which doesn't seem too exciting, and it didn't. He compares MJF to us ugly and filthy Americans, saying we never shut up. He wants MJF to listen to him while MJF has been gone. He's been here wrestling, winning. I mean, sometimes I guess he's there wrestling, winning. I don't know when Roosh last had a match on AEW TV. At least Dynamite. I mean, maybe it was on Rampage. I don't know. Anyways, he's been here wrestling and winning. Where is his big moment? He deserves MJF's spot. Now he's going to take it, because when you mess with that bull, you get the horns, right? Whatever. MJF says he didn't get any of that, but it's not Roosh's fault. When Khan was running this place, it was rough, but now that the Elite has control, it's gotten worse. He couldn't hear Roosh. He asked the crowd if they could hear him, then asked Roosh to say it again, and then cuts him off with, "We don't give a shit." He then says Roosh sleeps with dry women. He knows Roosh. He paid him a lot of money to take out Danielson one time. He comes from wrestling royalty, which might make him a Nepo baby, but he wouldn't call him that, not him. He sold at arena after arena in Mexico, provided he was a superstar. He has bludgeoned some of the best in the sports has to offer, but MJF isn't one of the best. He is the best in the business. Out of love for Roosh, he tells Roosh how interrupting him made him feel, but wants to make sure nothing is lost. MJF then hits him with a "ay caramba." Chinga, yeah. I can't translate it, but yeah, he speaks a little Spanish to Roosh. Roosh rushes to the ring and tries to attack. Security comes in and split them up, but MJF launches himself onto Roosh, and they roll around a bit in the ring before Roosh leaves angrily. This was a decent segment to get MJF on TV. I highlighted the point of the show, of this brand, of this company. Always gotta love when MJF's out there making something entertaining out of nothing. He can take water and make it exciting. Good shit. Gotta stay fresh. Gotta stay parched. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we get a video package for Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. Strong narrates the videos, calling himself a wrestling legend, and says it's go time. He will be facing Swerve later tonight for the AEW World Title. Why? Because he went and complained to Tony, and Tony said, "That's a great idea. Let me put my champion in a title match on Dynamite, even though somebody else has already won the title match in a gauntlet match to face the champion at Forbidden Door." Anywho, Orange Cassidy versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Jay Lethal versus Ray Phoenix. The winner of this match gets to face Will Ospreay, the #1 contender for the AEW World Title, but also your international champion. So whoever wins this match gets to face the international champion, Will Ospreay, next week on Dynamite. So we have a gauntlet, four-way, not a gauntlet, but a four-way match here. The winner is going to come out with a title shot for the international championship next week. Ray and Kyle double team Jay with kicks until Jay sends Ray over the top rope. Kyle and Jay fight, with Jay hitting an enziguri, then taking flight. Nope, just kidding. He denies us this and stutters and then struts a la Ric Flair. Instead, OC is on the top rope, diving crossbody, suicide dive to Ray. Back in the ring, sends Jay to the apron. Right hand from Jay. Kyle trips him up, then runs into the corner to get a wrist lock on OC. Kyle switches. OC gets his hands in his pocket, so Kyle breaks, kicks OC in the chest. OC kips up, hits the ropes, drop kick, kip up again. Ray in, shoves him into the corner, gets launched over, and hits some rights over and over. Good solid stuff here. Ray to the top rope, flies, arm drag, spin kick, another to the knee, drop kick to the head. OC rolls outside. In comes Jay to attack from behind. Jay stomps Ray down a few times, hits the ropes. Kyle shoves Ray, lock up from behind. Super kick from Ray to Kyle. Jay holds on. OC grabs Ray back to back with Jay. They can't get German. All 4 men end up knocking each other down creatively. Well, we go to commercial break. We come back. Ray breaks up a pin with a big splash. All 4 men down again. Jay and OC up first. Jay goes for a figure 4 and gets it. Ray tries to stomp the head, but Kyle grabs him with a chokehold, nearly choking him out. He turns into a sleeper. Jay lets go of the hold to clip the legs of Ray. Kyle kicks. Jay says no. Dragon screw attempt by Kyle, but Kyle drops into it and tries for an armbar, but OC is there for the kicks. Ray shoves him and stomps Kyle down hard. Ray grabs Kyle, gives OC some OC kicks and sends him outside, and turns to Jay. He grabs the head, stuffs him. Jay shoots the leg, tries for a figure 4, but Ray kicks him outside. OC back in with a tornado DDT to Ray. Kyle up to hit a knee, then a kick to the head. OC with orange punch. Jay in, sends OC outside. Kick to Ray. Dragon screw. OC tries orange punch again, but lethal ducks and gets a lethal combination. He shoots for lethal injection. Hits Kyle instead of Ray. Turns to Ray. Figure, nope. Cradle from Ray. 1, 2, 3. Ray Phoenix picks up the win. 9 minutes, 35 seconds. A decently solid match here between these 4. It wasn't a horrible match. It was a decent match, but why are we really doing any of this? But Ray Phoenix is going to get a match next week against Ospreay for the international title. So, hopefully that excites you and gets you energized. After the match, of course, Shrimp Bretta comes down with Don Callis to attack OC. He comes out with a chair, but OC goes on the ring, grabs a chain. OC then slides in the ring, or gets in the ring, and here comes Chris Statlander out of nowhere to hold OC back. Then Stokely comes out and tells him that, Stokely comes out and tells him, Statlander, and he's talking, says something on the mic that just seems out of place, which it was. Then Chris cheap shots OC. Orange Cassidy's getting up after being punched in the face with a cheap punch from Chris Statlander. He's looking like he's about to snap, and he doesn't. This then brings down Will Nightingale to even out the odds. Yes, Mr. Z, who knows why it's booked like this? It was Ray Phoenix versus Ospreay next week on Dynamite for the International Championship. That should be exciting to you. After that, Jericho pulls up in his SUV. He gets out and tells the driver that he's supposed to come to a full and complete stop at every sign for being a driver that's had a license for 35 years or whatever it was. He then tells the cameraman saying he's been in front of the camera for over 3 decades, and this cameraman's work is a bit shaky. Jericho takes the cam and puts Big Bill and Brian Keith. Bill is enjoying the sun while Keith is upset that the cameraman sucks. We're going to get this weird Jericho storyline, the learning. It's not going to be good. It's not good. Anyways, backstage we have Will Nightingale with Renee. She has some congratulations from Mercedes. She says she wouldn't trust Stokely as far as she could throw him. Ironically, that's much further than she thought she could, but Chris betrayed her at her lowest. She brings up her smile after being stabbed in the back. You don't know how dangerous that can be. Yeah. OC walks by and gives some props. Christopher Daniels comes out to announce another qualifying match for the TNT Championship ladder match at Forbidden Door. We're getting Brian Cage, the Machine, Brian Cage against the Ring of Honor World Champion, Mark Briscoe. So we get a match here between Mark Briscoe and Brian Cage. Not much to say here. Briscoe is quick to get to the apron and block some of Cage's offense with right hand. Hard right. He enters the ring, kicks to the side of the head, and does it again. Sends Cage outside. Drop kick through the ropes to the outside. Briscoe wants a chair, but the ref takes it from him. He tosses it outside. Briscoe to the outside. Cage hits him with a clothesline. Cage backs Mark into the barricade, then into the apron. Cage enters the ring. Briscoe climbs up. Cage grabs him on the apron for the deadlift suplex. He hits it. We are back from commercial break, and Mark has some chops for Cage. He hits an elbow, a hard smack from below, whip to the ropes, reverse right elbow off the ropes from Mark. We see Takeshita is in the audience with Don Callis watching over. Mark locks ahead. Cage escapes and walks into a Yurganagi for a cover for 2. Cage to the corner. Mark runs into a back elbow. Right hand slap to the face. Cage falls on the way to the outside. Briscoe hops out of the ring and lifts the apron skirt. He slides a chair into the ring and sets it up and runs up the chair and over the ropes onto Cage. Mark shoves Cage in the ring. Shotgun kick off the top rope to Cage. Cover for a 2. We now see Jack Perry is watching this match. Mark goes for a double underhook. Cage escapes. Headbutt. Right hand to Mark. Pump handle into a flip and a slam. Cover for 2. Spinning Liger Bomb pin 2. No. Cage is pissed. Cage grabs Mark. Locks the head once. Drill claw, but Mark lands on his feet. Uppercut. Rolling elbow. Kick from Cage. Spinning right is missed. Drop kick from Mark. Fireman's Fireman's DVD. Mark to the top rope. Froggy Bow cover. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe, will now be officially in the Forbidden Door match for this ladder match for the TNT Championship. This match went 10 minutes, 11 seconds. It was a decent match. It wasn't a horrible match, but it was a match. Mark Briscoe moving along, beat Brian Cage. Brian Cage feeling more and more like a joke every time we watch him. Why he signed to stay with this company any longer. I think he has like 6 more years on this contract. He may be regretting those 6 years way before it's up. But, yeah, Ray's been out forever. What happened to the rankings? I don't think rankings matter. There's no such things as rankings in AEW as it is right now until Tony Khan decides that they're important, wants to bring them back. But thank you for joining the show, joining the conversation with Mr. Miguel Z. He is keeping the chat hot. Let's chat, people. Let's talk about the show. After the match, we see Jack Perry. He's slow clapping. Jack Perry says he has proven that nobody is willing to sacrifice as much as he is. He has proven that he cannot be stopped. The universe has already chosen him, and one way or another, he is the next TNT champion. At least Cage is being used, unlike Wardlow. Who's Wardlow? Sadly, I'd rather see maybe our good friend, the Murder Up Monster, Lance Archer, in some of this than Brian Cage, who just loses and loses and loses. Yeah. So Jack Perry already proclaiming that he's going to win the TNT Championship, and nothing can be done about it. Nobody's going to stop him from winning the championship because he is the chosen one. So we'll see how that goes. Backstage, Hook and Samoa Joe are backstage. Hook is chowing down on some Funyuns. Renee asks Joe if he is Hook's mentor. Joe is about to explain that he's not a mentor, but here comes Tony Nese. Why? Because somebody wanted to see Tony Nese on TV. Who wants to see Tony Nese on TV? Not I. Tony Nese comes up and makes fun of Hook for eating Funyuns. Hook clowns him for being a loser. Hook tries to check, but Joe stops him and tries to teach him that they'll handle that, but they'll do it on their time. Continuing the storyline, nothing big here. It doesn't really feel like it making Hook feel... I guess we're going to have to wait for how this plays off, but it was kind of blah. Unfun, uneventful. But it is what it is, what it is. We are live, and the Acclaim make their entrance. Match is about to wrap, but they are cut off by the tampon bucks on the screen, who say that part of their contract says they cannot disparage management, so their segment has been cut. The Acclaim have some mean faces, but they head to the back anyway. So they sent out the Acclaim for a match, and then said, "No, you're not getting a match. We cut it." Where's Tony Khan? Where's Tony Khan in any of this? We had Christopher Daniels, who's the EVP intern, come out for the created title match, but he's not stopping the Young Bucks from overruling. It's really stupid, this whole show. The Young Bucks pretty much ran it with no conflict, nobody trying to stop them, nobody trying to take away any of their authority or power, saying, no, this is not how we're going to do it. It's just, it doesn't help anything. You can't have an authority figure one week that's stopping them, and then the next week we just, it's meaningless. Backstage, Swerve Strickland is with Renee. Tonight he faces Roderick Strong. He welcomes back MJF, calls him a little bitch, and says he'll deal with him soon. In his hands, he has the contract for the main event of Forbidden Door. Tony Khan's still rolling away. He's rolling. Tonight, his match against Strong. Strong is dealing with the mountain of pro wrestling. He won't just knock Strong off. He'll bury him under it, since he wants to make demands. Swerve wonders about the EVP. Seeing Team AEW lose hurt him. Make sure that the next time a Team AEW is assembled, you don't forget the AEW World Champion, Swerve Strickland. Welcome to the party. Join us in the conversation. Tell us what you think, how you're feeling, and we will talk about it. Up next, we have the Blackpool Combat Club, as Will Yuta has been cleared to return to in-ring action. So we have Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli, the Blackpool Combat Club, against Voldor Jr., Magnus, Isfangi, and Rugito. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Sorry. Don't hate me. I'm doing my best. This was not one of the highlight matches. to get that excited about. It was a match, but it wasn't one of the best matches. We do thank you for joining us, joining the conversation. We're about to talk about the Blackpool Combat Club against the members of CMLL. Yes, Lord Yoda is finally back. He's been cleared for in-ring action. He showed up tonight to help out his buddies take on this CMLL group. BCC starts by taking the CML guys outside of the ring and attacking them. Brian is able to get Rigudo into the ring. They have a chop fest until Brian hits some elbows. Soon after, each man gets to their shit in the end with a Esfinge. I don't know. Somebody needs to help me. Drop kicking Claudio and Moxley out of the ring. Volador, I don't know, with a run into Claudio. In the ring, Brian gets dropped to the second rope. Magnus with a 619 cover for a 2. Whip to Brian, duck under, tag to Yuta, tag to Magnus. Yuta runs the ropes, gets hit with a Rana, chop to Magnus, running clothesline from Yuta. Moxley in to hit his own running boot from Brian. Uppercut from Claudio. Brian and John double team Magnus, and Claudio tosses Yuta onto him. We got a commercial break. When we come back from break, we have Esfinge in handling Claudio with ease. He ties up Claudio's legs and bridges him into a pin for a 2. Fireman, then a slam to Claudio. Esfinge, the top rope, flies with a splash, but Claudio rolls out of the way. John runs in with a cutter. In comes Rigudo to send John flying. Yuta's in to send Rigudo out. Magnus corners him and hits a running knee. Claudio intercepts a ×2 and gets the giant swing. John is waiting. Drop kick from John. Voldor flies a Rana to John. Code red to Claudio. Pin for 2, but Brian kicks him in the chest. Tag to Rigudo. Drop kick to Brian. Yuta's in and eats a power slam. Cover for 2. Rigudo locks up from behind. Elbows from Yuta. In comes John to hit a huge lariat. Springboard from his fins to Claudio. Uppercut. Paradigm shift from John. Jr. is in to kick John out and sends Claudio flying next. He hits the ropes, but Brian is in. Knee. Yuta grabs Rigudo, rolls up roll up to Yuta for a 2. Yuta with an angle slam, seatbelt. 1, 2, 3. Volador, seen him in San Jose. Yeah. Solid worker. This was a decent match. It wasn't anything special. It was what it was. It was Blackpool Combat Club hype match, building towards Forbidden Door. I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot to get excited about. It was a match. It filled the show. If you know the CML guys, you're probably more excited about this, but I mean, it is what it is. If you're excited about it, let us know. Tell us what you thought about the match. Tell us what you thought was great about it. It was a match. If anything else, a lot of these were just matches tonight. They weren't necessarily horrible. They weren't necessarily bad, but they just didn't do anything for a whole lot of anything. Gerald goes backstage to annoy some guy at catering. He wants to show him how to scoop up something properly. I forget what it was. Meatballs, Swedish meatballs, something. Who cares? And that is going to get old fast. Yes, this new Chris Jericho push is going to get old fast. Daniel Garcia gets a video package, trying to make him feel important. The dancing machine, the dancing queen, Daniel Garcia getting a video package. The Acclaim tried to talk to the Bucks, but security is there. The Bucks stop them and say they have no time for a meeting. Bowen says that they just have a message. They're coming for their ass. Yeah, you hope Evil takes that belt off Mox. We'll have to see. I would not hold your breath. Christian Cage comes in to meet with the Bucks, saying he wants another title shot. The Bucks say they love to death to give it to him, and Matt had it. If Matt and Nicholas had it their way, they'd hand all the patriarchy gold. They don't. They do still have some stroke though, so they'll see what they can do. So let's keep scratching each other's backs. They say we have power, but we don't have power to do. So it's an interesting dynamic that's just getting old and doesn't really work to build for anything. Here's Toni Storm. She is here for commentary as her protege Mariah May is out in the Outcast gimmick of Toni Storm, wearing Toni Storm's Outcast gimmick, as she is here to take on Saraya. Saraya out here with Harley Cameron and her brother Zach Knight. Saraya quickly attacks Mariah May, tearing off the jacket and anything that was Outcast that Mariah May was wearing. Beats her down. May is able to get out of it and sends Saraya to the outside. Saraya gets chased back into the ring and then rolls right back out. She pulls this again, and the crowd is not happy. May leaves to chase her yet again. Cameron tries to cheap shot her. May ducks. Saraya hits a big kick. Saraya sends May into the barricade. We go to commercial break, and back in, Murray has Saraya's head in her hands. May with a running elbow to the corner. She sits Saraya up top, then double chops. May with a flip and a leg scissors. Saraya sending her flying. May tries for a hip attack, hits it, cover for 2. May chops the chest, grabs the head, double underhook reversal. Another kick for May, locks the head. Saraya locks the head. Hard delay DDT, cover for 2. May with a surprise roll up for 2. Big kick from Saraya. Saraya with the submission finish. May looks over at Tony and sad and finally gives up. This match went 9 minutes, 12 seconds and was a miserable match. Saraya, if you go back and watch this match in slow motion, you're gonna see Saraya missing punches, literally missing punches and kicks, and just not good. None of this was good. It was boring. It was pointless. I don't know. Toni Storm eventually tries to take a shoe off and stumbles and falls and gets both shoes off. She runs to check on May. Saraya kicks Toni Storm with one of the weakest kicks I think you could ever do. In comes counter into attack. Here comes Mina Shirakawa to make the save. Her and Toni bump chests in the battle. And then Mariah May tries to break it up. Somebody in the crowd goes, threesome! And yeah. So that's what you get. You had Mariah May, Toni Storm, and Mina Shirakawa in the ring. It was announced that Mina Shirakawa will take on the AEW World Champion, Toni Storm, at Forbidden Door. Whoop-de freaking do. This match sucked. This match was bad. Go back and watch it in slow-mo. You'll see that Saraya just missed punches. Just totally missed some great hits. Just blatant bad. It was not a good time. Bryan Danielson gets some promo time talking about how his last year as a full wrestler has not been that great, but with the return of Wheeler and the news that the winner of the Owen Hart Cup gets a title shot at Wembley, he's fired up. He's going to join the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Will this lead to him winning the Owen Hart Cup tournament, getting a world title shot? Does this mean Swerve's title shot is going to come to an end? Where are we going to see Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World title at All In? Is that what we're going to build for? Things could get interesting. Yes, you could hear it. The crowd was that quiet, you could hear somebody scream out, threesome! Or three-way. I forget now. It was kind of like, that's bad. That's what you're booking for. Anyways, it's now time for the main event of this show. AEW World Heavyweight Championship on the line as Swerve Strickland defends his title against Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong got a title match simply by going on Rampage Collision, winning a match, and after match going yelling at Tony Khan that he deserves a title shot. And Tony Khan goes, yeah, you're right, so we'll set it up for Dynamite. You had a gauntlet match that Will Ospreay won to get the right to face the world champion at Forbidden Door. But Roderick Strong gets to go in and yell at Tony Khan that he deserves a title shot, and Tony Khan just gives it to him. Tony Khan, you're a booch. That's the bottom line. That's all I got to say about that. Roderick Strong and Swerve was a decent match. It wasn't a great match. Most of these matches were mid. The in-ring work was okay. I don't know how to get excited about any of this. Another lackluster Dynamite that does nothing for nobody. Doesn't really build any storylines. Ospreay didn't show up on this to build towards Swerve. MJF was here talking about everybody. He's going to fight Roosh. Why? Who knows? Who cares? Anyways, we lock up to start. Waist lock from Swerve. Roderick escapes, grabs the leg. Swerve with a slide headlock. He slides to keep the hold. Swerve hits the rope. Strong trips him up and gets a front face lock rope work. Swerve handstand. Run into Strong. Hip toss. Tries for a suplex. Knee from Strong. Swerve floats behind. Dodges a knee. Fake kick. Kick to the knee. Tries for a house call, but Strong rolls out of the ring. Strong corners Swerve with some right. Swerve with a reversal. He hooks Strong's legs onto the ropes and the drop kicks it hard. Taven distracts and Strong is able to hit a backbreaker on the corner. Swerve falls to the mat outside. He rolls in, then out. Strong tries to kick through the ropes, but Swerve catches him, catapults to Strong into the ring post. We go to commercial break, then we come back. Swerve stomping the life out of Strong. Swerve hoots him into the corner, shot flinging him to the ropes. Then he dives off the second rope with an uppercut to the back of the neck. Swerve with a fireman's. He drops Strong onto the top rope, misses a boot, flies up with a flatliner, float over, grabs the head, Brainbuster, cover for 2. Swerve tries to get big pressure. Strong grabs the tights, goes for a pin, gets a 2 for himself. Power slam from Swerve, 1, 2, kick out. Strong rolls out of the ring again. Swerve to the apron. Strong pulls him, and Swerve lands into the arms of the Kingdom. Strong, since the Kingdom catch and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett were out there, Swerve comes off the apron into their arms after Strong duck. The referee's telling him don't do anything. They eventually put him down. They distract the referee as they're fighting with him. Strong then sends Swerve into the stairs and then flips him up onto the apron. He crashes headfirst onto the apron. Strong sends Swerve back into the ring for a cover or 2. Strong hits the ropes, hard right to Swerve. Another elbow strike, angle slam, double underhook into a powerbomb and a stack pin for 2. Running kick to the head, cover for 2. Swerve rolls to the apron. Strong lifts him up by the dreads. Elbows from Swerve. Chop to the back by Strong. Chop to the thighs. Swerve trips Strong up. Kicks him to the face. Then flies over the top rope with a stomp to Strong's chest. He sends Strong back in. Follow up in the corner. House call attempt, but Strong sidesteps it. High knees. Swerve catches him. Drop kicks him. Finally, he hits the house call. 1, 2, 3. Reddit, book this. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Swerve is your winner. This match went 14 minutes, 9 seconds to end the show. We had an overrun for way too long for no reason. This match didn't do anything for anybody. The show didn't do anything for anybody. Nothing about this show was great. Nothing about the show was worth watching. Nothing about the show was worth really even talking about. It's hard to sell this show. I'm sure there's people out here who are going to praise this show and say the show's great. The show did this thing and this thing. There was not much storyline in this. MJF came out. I guess you could say there's that. There's little things. The Elite storyline with them being in control. They were shown during most of the show tonight with headsets on, running the show. It doesn't make sense because Tony Khan's back. So why are they still fully running the show? They need to make this make sense. What is going on? It's unfortunate. It feels like the inmates running the asylum. None of this seems to be getting better. We're building a forbidden door in a bad booking decision of having Swerve versus Will Ospreay. I think it's too soon for Will Ospreay to be the world champion, but it looks like that's what we're going to build to. I don't know what to say. This show is what it is. If you watched it, you watched it. If you haven't watched it and you want to go watch it, if you want to go punish yourself, I guess. If you want to understand, there wasn't much of a crowd tonight, that's for sure. So I guess it was hard to get into the show at all because you're just like, da da da. It felt like going through the emotions. Very much felt like going through the motions. The same motions we just keep going through and going through. And just dealing with it. I don't think there was anything great about it. And I don't think there was anything that added to anything. It was what it was. And I wish there was more positive spin on this. The in-ring work is decent. But, I mean, in-ring work only counts for so much. You can tell a great in-ring story, but if people aren't invested, the crowd's not cheering, it's hard to get excited for anything, and we're just not going anywhere. And the Elite storyline, they're in control, but Tony Khan's back. So why are they still in control? Why is it Christopher Van Daniels cutting them off? How did they get to cut out the Acclaim from having their match? Where is the repercussions for what the Elite are doing? But yeah, you might have to be a little bit high or drunk or something to intake this show and digest it and be okay with it. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. It's a show. It went on the air, and I don't know where we're going with any of this. We're building Forbidden Door on June 30th. It's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be an interesting night. I don't know. I want to spin positivity. I want to see AEW might turn the corner and get back on track. I'm hoping with MJF back there, it's going to. MJF was fun in the beginning, but it's like if that's what they're going to use MJF for, how long can MJF keep this show possibly interesting? If he's at the beginning of the show, then everybody's going to tune out as soon as he's gone. They're trying to get MJF's name mixed in with Okada, Ospreay, Swerve. He mentioned everybody tonight. When will they all lock up? I don't know. But right now they have him going against Roosh, and it's kind of like, okay. He's talking about bigger names, and you've got him dancing in the ring with Roosh. And when has Roosh done in AEW recently that makes him a valuable piece to the AEW pie? Why do we want to see Roosh versus MJF? I think that's a big question that needs to be asked. Only Tony Khan knows. Only Tony Khan knows. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dynamite. Doesn't look like anybody's interested in what may have been the fallout. People may have not liked the show very much. But if you're watching this later, if you come in here and you check out our review show, we do appreciate it. Make sure you drop a comment in the comment section below. Tell us what you thought of the show. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you ring that bell for notifications. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We are well on our way to growing. And we are going to be moving mountains here real soon. We are going to change the landscape of the IWC. We're going to change the landscape of wrestling podcasting. So we are here to be contenders, not pretenders. You can believe that. You can take that to the bank and cash it. We will make you acknowledge us someday, one day, one way or another. You will know it. Join the Value of Wrestling while it's still young and in the infancy, because it's going to be a party, and we're going to blast the stores open, and we're going to change the landscape forever to come. And other notes. Check the description box below. You can help out our good friend of the Value of Wrestling podcast. Help out AJ Kirsch as he is working in the Mr. Health and Fitness tournament. He's raising money for childhood cancer. Every vote helps him stay in the top. You can go click that link. It'll take you there. You can have one free vote. But if you donate money, basically you're buying votes. Through your donation, you'll get so many votes. You can add those votes to him to help him win and become number one. Let's support him. It's in the link, the description below. Just click the link. It'll take you to the page to give you all more of the details. To break it all down for you. Also, we have the Goldmine, our friends over at the Goldmine, help you find those hard-to-find Funko Pops. I was just there the other day picking up my newest one, Mr. Z. As you can see, we got the NWO Black and White, Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash. Recently picked that up just yesterday. Yes, just went over there yesterday. Has a ton in stock. The Goldmine. Simply go down in the description below. Click the link. It's a Facebook group. They will ship all over. And they're going to help you find those hard-to-find pops. If you're trying to complete a collection and you're missing one or two pieces to it, or a whole bunch of pieces to it, doesn't matter. They're going to help you find it. If you're looking for that holy grail pop, they're going to help you find it. You just need to go and reach out to them. So go click the link below. It's a Facebook group. Sign up. They're going to have a little sign-up sheet. Tell them that the Value Wrestling sent you, and tell them what pops you're looking for, and they're going to work to help you find and get you connected with those pops. Great deals, great prices. They are fair to deal with. Love our boys over there at the Goldmine. A great place to go check it out. If you're in the California area, you can go directly to them. If you want to drive, you can contact them and they can tell you the location that you can get you. If you're not in California, they will ship anywhere. So no matter where you are, if you're looking for Funko Pops, check out the Goldmine. They post whenever they bring in new Funko Pops, and they have all the pictures up there. You can scroll through the pictures. You can message them, ask them what they have. If they have it, they're going to hook you up with it. Great way to do it. Also, the Value Wrestling is making their attempt to get to WrestleMania 41 next year in Las Vegas, Nevada. We need you, our viewers, help to get there. If you click down below, there's a description below. It'll take you to our GoFundMe page where you can help donate and support the Value of Wrestling. If you can help, anything helps. We appreciate it. We are trying to build a trip to WrestleMania 41 so we can bring you along, so we can bring you all the inside information, so we can go to the events, we can go to the shows, we can come back and break it down to you after those shows, bring it to you live, bring you great content. And I promise you want to join the Value of Wrestling, your subscription is going to be a great thing, because I promise you, in the upcoming weeks, there's big events that may be taking place. We may be moving into a new direction. It's going to be really awesome. We may be popping out into the wrestling community within the California area. Connections are starting to come together, so a lot of things there. Also, Stockton Con coming up next month that we may be there at doing some stuff. We won't have a table there, but we may do some videos and be talking to some people if we can get in there and get that done. So a lot of things coming up that you want to be a part of. Join the Value Wrestling family. Hit that subscribe button. Join today. Now, tomorrow is Thursday. You should see your weekend preview, which covers TNA, SmackDown. Oh, it covers TNA, Ring of Honor. Maybe it doesn't cover Ring of Honor. I always forget. It's the weekend preview. It covers all your wrestling shows from a Thursday to the following Wednesday. So from TNA, Impact to a Dynamite. Covers all the wrestling that's going on in between. It gives you basically what matches are coming down, what's going to happen on each show, getting you excited, giving you a reason to maybe watch these shows. Fridays, we'll be back, finally, this week, back with a live SmackDown post-show review. Myself and Mr. Paulus Clark should be here to go over all the things that happened on SmackDown this week. Then this weekend, Saturday is a catching up, which covers NXT, NWA Power, Ring of Honor, and TNA. It'll give you a preview of everything that happened on the shows, break them down for you. It's basically kind of like a review show, but all combined into one show, breaking down all those wonderful programs. If you're into that, check that out. Then Sunday, we're here at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's California time, but we're here at 8 p.m. live, telling you about everything that went on this weekend for the world of professional wrestling with your Value of Wrestling Weekly Roundup. Myself, Miguel Z, and Paulus Clark, all doing that together, making the party fun. We want you to join us. We want to join in the conversation. We want to have in-depth conversations, and we want you there too. And then Mondays, of course, we do our Raw review. We'll be back next Monday to cover Raw live in living color right here on the Value Wrestling YouTube channel, so make sure you're here for that. Tuesdays are always dedicated to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound Podcast, brought to you by Mr. Miguel Z, the specialist of New Japan Pro Wrestling, a great asset to the Value Wrestling family. We love this man. We appreciate everything he does and brings to the channel. He's bringing you the New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound Podcast, breaking down New Japan information in the Super Juniors right now, and telling you about the history of the IWGP itself, how that come together, why that belt is so important, and the history, the lineage, the story behind it all. So check that out. Bunch of videos of the past that you can check out. Go back and check out that content. Also, every day I do This Day in Wrestling History on short form, 60 seconds, where I break down whatever happened in this day in wrestling history. Lots of great information in there. Lots of stuff to read. So check that out too. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to get out of here. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for taking time into your day, your night, your evening, wherever you're in the world you may be and watching the show. We appreciate you. We hope to see you on the next one. And until then, I'm getting out of here.